This is the accompanying practical application lecture to our lecture on organizational communication and culture. And I'm going to connect this topic, organizational communication and culture, to the real-world challenge of climate change. Basically, how does the culture of organizations influence our responses to climate change? First, why does culture in an organization even matter to climate change? Let's take a look. We learned that organizational culture is shaped by artifacts, values, and assumptions within an organization based on how members of the organization interact communicatively with one another. And so we will break these down into some simple examples. Let's talk about artifacts. And let's say in this context that the organization we're talking about is a company. An artifact is a physical object of some kind. So imagine a context in which the walls of the office are covered with beautiful pictures of Earth. Now imagine a different context in which the walls of the office are covered with pictures of how much money the company made last year, with the goal of how much money they want to make this year. And these are all over the walls. So in one context, we have pictures of Earth all over the walls. And in the other, we have pictures of how much money they made last year and how much money they want to make this year. So what two different types of cultures are being cultivated in this building? And how does something as simple as the pictures on the wall shape the culture of an organization? So pictures of Earth communicate the beauty and value of Earth, even subliminally, whereas pictures of how much money the company is trying to earn communicates the value of profit over other goals. Looking at these pictures every single day, all day long, seeps into the minds and culture of organizational members. Now let's talk about the stories people tell one another within an organization and how that creates shared values, assumptions, and beliefs that shape the culture of an organization. In this context, we will use government as an example. So, example, the standing president denies climate change. Governmental employees begin to tell themselves stories that if they take actions to address climate change, they may be punished or fired. So they stop taking action because the culture develops into one of fear and retribution, even if they believe taking action is the right thing to do. Alternatively, if the standing president encourages action on climate change, employees will likely start to tell stories that addressing climate change can be rewarding for them in their careers, so they feel more open to doing something. These are just a couple of simple examples of how organizational culture influences climate change action. There are countless different ways, however, that the artifacts, values, and assumptions of an organization can encourage or discourage action or different types of actions by its members. Now let's look at anticipatory role socialization, or the forces acting on a person across their lifetime that influence the roles they choose and the organizations they choose. So what does anticipatory role socialization and climate change have to do with one another? Here's an example. People generally, although not always, tend to inherit their political leanings from their family. This is not always the case, but it is a general tendency. Some political stances encourage action on climate change and others don't. So depending on your family's political leanings, you may be more or less inclined to take roles in organizations that address climate change. Here's another example. The television you watch. Depending on the news channel you use as your primary source of information, you will be influenced in very different ways to act or not act on climate change. Some news channels actively cover topics related to climate change, others don't. So the TV channels you watch will influence the roles that interest you in organizations and whether those roles address or do not address climate change. Just as there are countless ways organizational culture influences you and your actions within an organization, there are countless ways that your social environment influences whether you will even take a role or join an organization that addresses climate change or rewards attention to the issue. As I mentioned before, however, the cultural forces can influence you, and they will influence you to a huge extent. And for some, they will for a person's entire lifespan. But everyone is capable of taking a step back, looking at how they are influenced by cultural cues, and examining if they agree or disagree with the forces that are acting upon them, and that they are also capable of creating their own actions. That's it for now. Our next practical application will relate to organizational communication and groups and collaboration, and how that applies to climate change and the environment.